Good day everybody, welcome back to the channel, and it is a monumental day for all Football Manager fans. It is FM26 beta time. Let's go straight into it. So here we are on the portal screen, the overview. This is the one screen that you'll come straight into when you load up your game after you have done all your manager designs, picking out your attributes, how you want your manager to be, all that sort of stuff. I did find that very interesting. Not so much the design of the actual managers, but actually stepping away from a pointed attribute system to a more like sort of mental side, like sort of trying to decide what badges you want, what sort of playing style you go with, whether you're driven, whether you're disciplined, whether you're inspirational, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, I found that kind of interesting. If I could go to my career, I'll go to my profile here. I'll close that off. This is what I look like, which actually I don't think looks too dissimilar, but in the options wise, I've basically gone for a fairly determined personality. I like my custom formations. I'll come on to the tactics in a second, but I basically gave myself like sort of a driven personality, slightly disciplined and inspirational. That's why I've got the good authority, determination and motivating. What I did find interesting was you get 2 or 3 options on each one, and you can move them about and it will adjust what your abilities are depending on how you pick it out. I thought that was very, very good. I like that. I really did like that. What I didn't like though, and I found this with the new gen faces already, the face is okay. The character designs are okay, but I was expecting a lot more. I'm hoping over time that the generation, especially the new generation of players coming through, the next gens coming through that are AI generated, I'm hoping that those designs are going to be readjusted and made to look a lot better than they are already, because I don't think they are that good. If we go and have a look at, basically you can go through the entire top side of this again. So you've got your career section here where you can go and have a look at your contract, relationships, all that sort of stuff, and it'll give you a tutorial just like this where you can read through it, profile and contract, your badges, your relationships, your jobs, and then you finish there. And that's basically how the tutorials run on each section. And as you can see, I am still going through some of the tutorials that I haven't done. Then obviously you've got the club section up here, which again, you go to there, club vision. I haven't done this one either, so I'm just going to click through these quickly because I know some people like tutorials. Me personally, I just like to find stuff out myself. I just like moving around and doing it my own way, so to speak. But what you will find on this though as well is that you'll have a drop down menu on all these ones here, so you can go to things a lot quicker. So I could go to the facility straight away and it just brings a pop-up menu straight away, and it will tell me that I've got excellent corporate facilities, my stadium is immaculate. At the end of the day, I am at Liverpool here. This is only a week into the simulation, as I'm still finding my way around, and this will be the save file that I am using for my beta test run building a Liverpool dynasty. First episode of that will be out on Monday, and yeah, it's quite self-explanatory really. You can go through the bookmarks and say you can look at your messages here, exactly the same as the email system as it was last time. If I have a look at my squad is laid out quite nicely like this, and it also gives you the in and out of possession functions. It does basically just changing the roles here. I think the main thing, and I agree with the likes of Stinger, Triquinho, who have done tactics videos already, Murph, tactics is going to be a big thing in this game this season. And if we go straight to the tactics from the squad screen, which is nice and quick and easy, and here we have the tactics. This is what I've come up with for my Liverpool side already. In the combined version, this is what it's going to look like. But if we do both side by side, this is what I've gone for. I've gone basically a 4-2-3-1 in an attacking mode, but in defensive mode, I've dropped it back to about a 4-3-3. You can change some of the player roles, and again, the player roles I'll come on to in a second. But it's cool. It is quite self-explanatory. You go into the in possession part, you go to the match screen here, and you get all the selected options for your different tactics there. And then you go to this one, and you can have all your different selected options here. You can choose whatever you want. I mean, if I wanted to, I could go 5-1-2-2 on there, but I'm not going to. What was it on? It was on that one. It will also give you the little thumbs up recommendations depending on your playing style as well, which I'm going with the OP, but they say it's game OP, but I love gegenpress. I love fast-paced, aggressive attacking football. That's how I like my teams to play. So, I'm sorry guys, you may be stuck with the gegenpress a little bit longer, but that's just the way I play it. Brings me nicely into the fact that you can look at that combined picture of the two possessions together. The combined look, that's what it looks like on the combined look, which I don't mind at all. So, if I have this player here, which will be Florian Wirtz, confirm, Wirtz will be my central midfielder who will drop back into this point here. And he's also my advanced playmaker who plays behind the striker as well. That's basically how it works. So if you have a look at both there he goes. He drops back into the centre mid spot, but he's also the advanced playmaker there. I don't know how else to explain that, really. I think that is quite an easy way of doing it. And then it's all just down to you guys how you want to faff around with your tactics and see if you can find some absolute meta tactics out of it. Personally, I think this will still be one of the best tactics around. But also you have your set piece options, which is exactly the same as it was before, just obviously a little bit tighter and neater. You can add in your extra routines and all that sort of stuff. You've got your penalty options, which just brings it up here. But it doesn't give you the full list of players. If you go to add player here, what it does do is it's already put them in order of who are the best penalty takers in your squad. So if I wanted to add in another one, Ekatike would be next. Then it would be Curtis Jones, and as you can see from the attributes of composure and penalty taking, it puts them all in order. And then next one would be Cody Gakpo. So yeah, and then you can adjust how you want it as well. Anybody who's on a hat-trick can take a penalty. Anybody who's missed a penalty, you can take them off penalties during the game. That, I don't remember that being in FM24, correct me if I'm wrong, but if that wasn't and that's been added in, that's a nice little touch. Then obviously you got your opposition instructions, which I haven't come across yet because I haven't got a game for another 16 days yet. And then have a look at the match squad, and it takes you straight back to that. It's just really easy going. It really is easy going. Once you get your head around the whole new UI system, this is what it looks like on the overview of your squad option. You got your squad, you got your tactics, you got your training, you got your dynamics, your loans, your internationals, all that sort of stuff. And then you go into your transfers. Now the transfers has changed a little bit. Now I already have that bookmarked here, so you go to your player database and it just loads it up here. Now I have this already set up to have a look for centre backs, young centre backs. So if you go into your search screen there, this is where you can search for your players of specificity, and I think this is actually a little bit more streamlined. It looks a little bit better. You got your player roles, so you basically, I'm looking for a centre back, I'm looking for any at the moment. I almost forgot to mention the player roles. Now the player roles have changed a little bit this season. Most of them are pretty self-explanatory, as you can see on the in possession side of things. If we have a little look at this, we've still got the inside forwards, we've still got the advanced playmaker, the deep line playmaker, the defensive midfielder. But if you have a look on the defensive midfielder side of things, it's basically streamlined it a little bit. There was a lot of roles in there. You had like sort of your anchor role, your ball-winning midfielder. Now you've got your DM, your DLP, your box-to-box midfielder, your halfback, and also your box-to-box playmaker, which is a little bit different as well. Again, striker roles have been streamlined. There's only 4 or 5 here again. Deep line forward, normal centre forward, target forward, poacher, channel forward, and a false 9. And then your centre backs is the one that has changed a little bit. There's only 3 roles again. No nonsense, ball playing, and advanced centre back. That's basically your libero going into and a normal centre back as it is. But if you go into the out of possession one, this is where it changes slightly. So you've got your centre midfielders, where you can have a pressing centre midfielder, you can have a screening central midfielder, or a wide covering centre midfielder, which I think plays more into if you're playing inverted fullbacks or inverted wingbacks, which again you can do. You got your fullback or your pressing fullback here, which actually I'll do that for both of them. I like the pressing fullbacks, that's a good idea. But in possession, you have your wing backs, your fullbacks, your inside wing backs, which are obviously the ones that come inwards. You got your inside fullbacks, which play as an extra centre back, and then you got your playmaking wing back, which moves inside to the DM role, and that's basically a role made for Trent Alexander-Arnold. the way I see it. Playmaker wing back, that is exactly his role. That's what he does. He comes in from the right, goes into the centre of midfield and plays it out from there. That is his role. And that brings it into the transfer side of things. And what I've basically started doing at the moment is I am looking for another centre-back for Liverpool. And you go into the edit search part here, right at the top, and it will tell you everything that you need to know. You can pick out your players on the positions on screen. You can do all the usual stuff like transfer values, what age you want them, all that sort of stuff. You click apply and it's all there. It's all there, ready to rock and roll. If I was to go clear all and swap that around, Ousmane Dembele is the top player on the database at the moment from what I can see. I'll come across that in a second. Valued at nearly 300 million, and guess who wants him? Manchester City. Now you can change this as well to the player interest. So you have your interested, you have your persuadable, so obviously depending on how much money, and then you got your doubtful, and that changes that slightly. And then obviously you'll have the ones that are absolutely not even considered, like Jude Bellingham, who goes top, and Kylian Mbappe, who goes to the top, and Pedri and Gavi, they come in, and that's what it looks like normal. Ooh, Camavinga is a possibility at 180 million. Don't think so. Don't think so at all. And there you go, guys. I didn't want to make this video too long, and overall, it's just a quick sort of first impressions of what I think of the game. Personally, I really like the layout. The layout is still taking a little bit of getting used to, but I like the colour scheme. Everything's very easy to get into. There are a few bugs here and there, basically chopping and changing, going backwards and forwards from different pop-up menus and things like that aren't working quite right on a couple of things. Those bugs will get reported. I'm excited for the future of the game. This is a good first step. But before I go, I forgot one thing. Buyout clauses. Buyout clauses. If we go to... Alright, I've got to find them now. Okay, so I found them. You go to the recruitment menu. Right at the bottom there, you have clauses. Now, this I did like, as I was just having a mess around and discovered it. Now, in the clauses last time, it was labelled up what you could sell and couldn't. But this time, it gives the ones that you can sell are given a blue dot. So, for example, Ben Gannon Doak, who Liverpool sold to Bournemouth this summer, we scroll all the way down, that's all the clauses there, and then you can see right at the bottom, sometimes at the top, it doesn't really matter, you can click on that, and that's where you can sell your clause. I could sell that right now for 12.5 million to get some extra transfer money, which isn't too bad. The same for Kelleher, you scroll down, or you scroll up, you find him. I could sell that for 8 million to get some extra transfer money. So don't ever forget that if you start off with a club that sold a lot of players and has been wise to put clauses in, then you can sell them on to get some extra transfer money. And you just close that down and done. Right, that's it, folks. I'm going to finish the video off here as I go off to go and play some more of this and hopefully get the first couple of seasons of my Liverpool save simulated so I can get the video done ready for Monday. Hey! I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Jump over to Sort Out SI as well to go and have a look at the videos over there. I'll see you guys in the next one. Ta-ra.